are not as open as the other. The left side is the magnetic potency of the body, so that when you breathe in, that calms. The right side, being the electric, activates. So when you wake up in the morning, if you find that the right side is clogged, it means that your body was too stimulated, so that it changed its frequencies, it changed and modulated, so that you take in more of the magnetic breath to calm you down. The better breath is when you have both sides open and you get a balanced flow of prana into your head, down into your chest, into your stomach, and down into your feet. The idea behind breathing with your whole body, not just at the top of your chest, like most of the sisters want to do when they wear tight clothing around their bodies. You have a tendency to not get oxygen totally into the bottom half of your body. So that's why you have the problems with the uterus and so forth. So what you want to do is you want to breathe a full breath, but you want to be able to take in more of the oxygen so that your body can normalize and process iron. Problem with dark folks is we have a lot of iron. When sisters come to me and say they're anemic, they're not anemic. It's just that they don't process the large amount of iron that they do already have. That's the difference between white and black. The pale or Caucasian does not have enough iron in their systems. We have too much. So we are both the opposite polarities of the same spectrum of pathology. With us, our nostrils are wider, so we take in more oxygen, therefore process more of it. But because we don't have enough vitamin E in our bodies, we don't process enough iron. So that's why you become anemic. So when you start oxidizing the body, again, oxygen is a toxin. So don't be going taking a whole lot of oxygen tablets and all that crap. It's a toxin. Too much of one thing turns out to be a drug. So if you're taking too much oxygen, it becomes a drug. Okay? So when you're breathing, first thing you do is cover the right nostril. Let's try it. Put these two fingers here against the first eye. This is not your third eye, people. It is your first eye. It is the top of the pyramid. These are the base here. This is the pyramid. So when you are doing so, you are topping off one part of the base. Nostrils are two, also a pyramid. Notice everything is in pyramids. Nostrils, everything? Everything is in pyramids. So you block off one side. This represents the air. This represents the fire. So you're breathing. When you breathe in, look at my eyes. Don't do anything yet. Just look at my eyes. When you breathe in by bringing the eyes, which is your fire principle, up. So this is part of the Kundalini breath. Hello. Okay? Inhaling, like watch me. Now, what you want to do is you want to get the two eyes to focus towards a point right above. And when you breathe up, you try to focus your eyes on that central point. That is the eye that you see above the pyramid on your dollar. That is the eye, the all-seeing eye, the first eye. Jesus said, thine eyes shall be one. For you to get into heaven, your eyes must be one. So when they're speaking about that, you watch what happens when you breathe up. And you bring that light and that prana up to that area. And then when you cross over and you block the nostril that you breathed in from, and you exhale, look down. You got that? Okay, let's calm ourselves, get comfortable for a moment. Make sure that you're comfortable. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale. There doesn't have one of these sloppy feelings. When I say inhale, everyone goes. It's not necessary. You don't have to listen to all the snot flying back and forth. So what you're going to do is just quietly inhale and look to the top where the fingers are. You're aligning it right there. Then when I say change, you put your finger on your nostrils and reposition it, and I'll say exhale. And you look down when you exhale. Then you continue. The same nose that you exhale from, you inhale. Same nostril. Use the other nose. Yeah, like the other left. You inhale. The same way, and then you do the same thing when you change and go back to the other side. Now, when you do this, ladies and gentlemen, you may have a tendency to feel dizzy. Close your eyes. All right? Because you are rushing fire energy and prana to areas that probably haven't had that much prana and energy in years. So there's a tendency to some people, especially when we do the Q-force meditation, people fall over collapsing. All right, we don't want to do that. So gently, take the breath in as deeply as you can. All right, you ready? Right side first. Open up for the left side. Now you may close your eyes, looking down. And when I say inhale, you inhale. Everybody position. Inhale. Hold it. Hold it. Keep looking up. You may blink if you want, but keep the eyes positioned. Change. You're holding your breath. Don't breathe out. Exhale. Down, looking down. Keep your eyes down. Hold your breath. Inhale. Hold it. Change. Exhale. Inhale. Change. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Change. Exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Put your hands down to your side. Feel the prana going into your nose. Breathing from the diaphragm. Open your eyes. You feel the calm? And breathing out both nostrils. Who didn't do it? I didn't feel all the air coming out and breathing. Not many nostrils were going at the time I was listening to this. I counted all the nostrils already. Now,
Do you have to change hands, or can you just use one hand?
you can use one hand if you want, but it gives you symmetry when you use both hands. Now, I want you all to do something so that you will open up the cobwebs inside of your guts. Because all of us have cobwebs. And what you want to do, can anybody roll their tongue? I know they're out there that think that, this is where they park the paddy wagon, right? This is where they park it, right? No. Essentially, what I am doing is we are using the roof of the mouth as a fibrillator. The tongue vibrates against the roof of the mouth. The nasal bone vibrates the head. So when you say, and you say, oh, hell, do that, man, made me look silly. If you understood the principle of yoga, there's no silliness in the yoga. Because you can change energies to different side of your head. You can get rid of headaches. I may look silly because I'm telling you these things. You can get rid of headaches. Now, there's a way to open up the throat so that your words are clearer. That mucus comes up. There is a word called Ra that makes you start coughing as soon as you say it, whenever there's something wrong. You roll the tongue first, and then you put it up in your head. Watch. I'm showing you how to vibrate the cranium, the front part of the cranium. Because you can do that, and you can get rid of the headaches. So most of the time your headaches are right here. So what you can do is you can do a countermeasure. When you do the rolling, can you do that with your tongue? Vibrate the sound up in your... That's right. Happy little bumblebees. Come on. That's right. We're all certifiable. Let's go. Do you hear that? No. You all are doing something to your consciousness, truly. When you do Om, take the sound and make it roll around in your mouth. Drop the tongue. Open the mouth. That will calm you down. Headaches. See, there's certain people when you have words that end with ah, spirit leaving, om, it's catching the spirit. So om, and then ra, which is the male force. Ra. On the frequency, gave you the male and female polarities to balance yourself out with. Sound, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was God, the Word was with God, and that's who you are. John didn't have to wait to tell you that. You didn't have to read it, because you knew. So when you have to balance yourself and your home and your surroundings, if the place is crazy, and you have your children running around nuts, just sit down in a lotus in the middle of the room and just start belting that out. They'll think you're crazy. But then all of a sudden, something will start happening to their chakras. See, we can't be disciplining our children the way they want you to discipline them. Well, we got the psychologists, and they'll sit down and says, well, your child have a death. You don't need to do all that BS. All you got to do is start chanting in the house. Start changing the vibration that's making them crazy. Preston's going to come here and tell you the heart is making you crazy. Preston's going to, we don't have to tell you that the food they're giving to these children making them crazy. The television and the stuff, everything is on hyperdrive. Our children are nuts now. Now you walk in the middle of the room going, oh. Why? Because your words they're not paying attention to no more. Your sounds will get their attention. Your sounds will get their attention. You say, well, how can you babysit children so well? Because I speak on their level. They're hearing a whole lot of things, sounds. So they know the children operate from frequencies. You change the frequency. Our mothers forgot about that. Mama used to rock you and sing you. And you just go, oh, you bitching and moaning. Mama is, and pretty soon, the inner ear got that fluid in it, and it's rocking back and forth, and you can't help it. And every now and then, the baby. I remember those days. But I thank God for mamas, boy, I tell you. Anyway, we want to move on now, and Brother gave a request before we go on to the main part of this, our night. Brother gave a request about 2 people that came here to find out about HIV and AIDS. Of course, we know it's a hoax. For those of us who have been through it, we understand the game that they're playing. That it's just a transition in consciousness, and if you want to believe it, then it will happen. If you do the things that they quote-unquote put AIDS to, you can create and seed the environment. And I'll do the metaphysics, and I'm going to bring somebody up to take a short moment to tell you what that AIDS is. But metaphysically, all of the diseases that you're getting is actually the collapse of the consciousness continuum for the rebirth and the renewing. It's just a cleansing process. We work psychically and mentally from a social consciousness that was mapped and constructed many, many thousands and thousands of years ago. The structure of thought has been laid out, and we have been operating within that structure. Thought at this point has been colonized. It has been colonized by those who wish to take over the property of this great potential we call man. Your thoughts now can either be seeded with disease based upon where you feel your frequency is, or no disease will ever touch you because of the way your thoughts are. But it's to recognize what thoughts belong to you and which ones belong to them. Because sometimes you're thinking thoughts that don't belong to you. And that's what happens. They pick out the ones that are susceptible to the implant. And when he talks about the heart and all the entrainment processes, the television and these antenna towers that are doing, broadcasting these particular pulses, anybody saw They Live? The movie? It's real. So, what I wanted to do is to let you know that based upon the particular programming called HIV, because all of it is a thought programming, all disease is a thought programming, and you either believe it or you don't. I have one person here who is my technical advisor on the subject. I'm going to give her a few minutes because every time she's here, I want you all to get some of the expertise that she has. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ann Brown.